finger on it. Foster care. What do you hear when you hear the words foster care? An abusive family, kids who ran away from their family because of abuse, neglect. Well, yes, those are all right, but let me expand on that for you. In the 1800s, there were 30,000 kids in the streets of New York City that were abandoned and living on the streets. They were homeless. Charles Loving Brace was a man who saw this and started to take action. He started the orphan train movement. What is this, you may ask? Well, this was a movement that took kids and dispersed them out in the West to go work in farms and perform duties and chores. And also, there were some kids that were dispersed into Canada and Mexico. These kids worked, and some of the older kids were even paid for these duties. But things started to go wrong in the late 1800s when kids were getting abused. But there was no organization to stop this until one case, a little 8-year-old girl, she was getting abused and getting beaten daily by her foster parents. So this went to court, but she had to find an attorney that could beat her case, and there was no attorneys for child abuse. So they had to go look, and the SPCA, which is an organization that prevented animal cruelty and helped animals from being abused. And this stood on court grounds as animals being abused or child being abused, which one is more important? And apparently animals being abused was more important in this time, and the attorney beat this case by saying that children's lives do matter as well. So this case went on to help in the New York make an organization to the prevention of child abuse. And earlier in the 1900s, an article came out saying that child abuse can be diagnosed medically. And so this really was the article, the case that cracked it all and said that child abuse is no longer prohibited and can no longer be withstand. So now, in these days today, child abuse has to be reported to your local CPS agent. Any notice of neglect, abuse, or anything like that has to be reported to your local CPS. So today there are 3 types of foster homes. The traditional family home, which is the basics. The children has to be taking care of 5 or more children in that home, or 5 or less in that home. And the next is a group home, which is 6 more kids are being cared for. This home is more structured, but with the more kids, there are less eyes to watch them, so there's more abuse and neglect in that home, but it's still a foster home. And the next is your kinship, is where the kids go to a close family member or somebody who's already had previous connections with that child, and they can go into that home. That is a kinship home. And today, foster care has grown with the rules and structures, and now in the future, we're looking towards less of abuse, and now it's going to neglect as to why kids are leaving their homes, and it's going to neglect, and it's more of a temporary basis because parents now and going into the future wants their kids to leave because they're going through something, but they eventually want their kids back. So now it's more of a temporary and not permanent basis. I hope this informed you more about the foster care and the foster care system. Thank you.
Well done.